Time goes fast. Time goes fast and time goes slow. Welcome back to my channel. This is Domas with another episode of another schizotypal episode, if we can call it that. But I don't want to call it that anymore. I like the soul channel better because there's a lot of realizations happening here on the spot. I worked yesterday, today I have off, 3 days off. That's the best part of my job. One of the best parts is I get to work like 4 days and then I get 3 days off. So I just work for 2 days now and I get 3 days off. I'm gonna have 4 days work and then 3 days off again, I think. But it made me realize like a lot of things. Like I was talking to some people yesterday, I work in the supermarket and blah blah blah, and they're like, good, any job that you're doing is good. And part of me started to feel better, actually. I don't know, I could say I feel better because I have 3 days off now and I don't have to think about work, but I know that work is essential to having a fulfilled life because you can't just be off all the time. I mean, I'm working anyways, like I'm doing stuff, but when you have that struggle of work, I think it's I don't know, there's something happens, like the structure of it, like you have to do certain things until a certain time and then you can go off and do your thing. And started to make me think about how precious time is and have some plans for today that just gonna go to the cafe and do some work. Because I think it's important to spend my day productively and not be like whining then after the 3 days when I'll have it off and I have to go back to work. Because if you spend that time productively, work towards the future and have some long-term goals, then I don't know, you can achieve your dreams, and maybe a job is necessary to achieve those dreams. To have it to kind of imprison you in this routine that is going to push you to do more productive things, basically. So I'm kind of feeling grateful today, feeling like, yeah, I do what I have to do. There's finally some structure in my life. I know I said that word a few times, but I wake up and I'm like tidying up, which is what I think schizotypals are not very good at doing. I'm good at it to an extent, and I feel like I want to get better at it. But I think it's like incremental steps. I think that's what it's called. When it's like doing bit by bit every single day. And I think if I manage to keep my house clean and keep my room tidy and, everything in its right place, check out unnecessary things that I'm not using, which is like hard to decide because a lot of those things are pieces of artwork and just like little papers and notes, and in one way it's just rubbish, but if you put it together on a blank piece of canvas, it could be an art piece. So I'm starting to think that I have to look at myself like, as an artist, doesn't matter what I do job-wise, that's secondary. First of all, I have a job in order to keep my art going, and my art is my life. And it doesn't matter what type of art it is. Art is my life, so I have some new ideas that I probably wanted to do for quite a long time, but I didn't think that I was kind of allowed to do it, or that I was, if you're a visual artist, you're supposed to be a visual artist, you can't like make songs or like write books and stuff. It's like, it's not true, maybe it's supposed to mix, but it doesn't matter what kind of thing you do. There needs to be a lot of work put in. It doesn't have to be a big piece of artwork. It doesn't. You just need to see that there's been thoughts in it. There's been experiences put in it, life put in it, like just a lot of energy, and sometimes that energy needs to be communicated, and not in a single way. Like, if you're a visual artist, maybe you need to make a song. If you're a singer, maybe you need to make a painting or write a book or something like that, whatever comes to your mind, So it's an interesting day today, because as I was journaling, I just sort of took my time, and as I'm reading this book, The Daily Rituals by Mason Curry, it's a great book actually. It's just makes me put myself into the shoes of these artists, of these writers, of these musicians, and these scientists that, they had their daily routines. And I'm thinking, what is my routine, because it seems like I'm not putting enough work by the looks of it, like some people can put in very little work, but for some reason, maybe I might be one of those people where I just put in a little bit of work here and there, but I think it needs to be consistent, and journaling has been consistent in my life for the last year and a bit, and I guess that's what's sort of got me going in the direction of words, because it's kind of freeing, it's sort of freeing. You can just write, and thoughts are just flowing, and with painting it's quite difficult, because I think painting can be, it takes a lot longer, but I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying, I don't know, I've not found myself like capable of painting recently, because it feels like I'm not doing it the right way. It feels like there's something stuck, and there's something needs to be unblocked, and today's message is unblocking those chakras, those just those blockages that you feel like you're incapable of doing, just something that you thought for a long time that you're not good at, but you try it out and you do it, even if it's for yourself, especially if it's for yourself. It doesn't have to be for other people, it can be just for you. And that's important. That's probably the most important thing. I was listening to this interview from psychotherapy with Nikola Tesla. And Nikola was, apparently it's like an unreleased interview with this journalist in Tesla. And Tesla was talking about some device that he came up with, which can tune into the kind of the space between living and the dead. And he was talking about how he discovered how some souls are trapped in between this world and the next, or they choose to like not pass into the next realm because they, during their lifetime, they didn't remember what their soul is supposed to be doing in this world. And our goal for this world is for the soul to remember what it really is and who we're truly supposed to be. And apparently souls get stuck in this world by obsessing over things, like obsessions, let's say, about money, or I don't know, status or power, or and souls get stuck and they don't remember exactly why we're here. And what he said was, why we're here is to love and to suffer at the same time, to learn to love, to experience pain, to basically learn. And when you die, apparently, there's no God who judges, you did good or you did bad. The God that judges you is you. You become the sole judge and the sole witness. And when I heard that, I was like, shit, that's what probably life is too, like you're judging whether you're doing something wrong or something right, and you don't really know until you, I don't know, overcome some challenge. Like, let's say, I don't know, for me it was with work. I was started to see things in a different light, kind of. When I was walking back home yesterday and I was listening to this interview, I was like, this is interesting, because nobody's telling me that I'm doing a wrong job. Like, nobody's telling me that I'm doing something wrong. Only me. Only I am the judge, So, and I'm the harshest judge on myself. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this thought. And yeah, the channel is Psychosophy if you want to view that video. And there's one video with Nikola Tesla. I think it's like banned for 93 years because it wasn't released. I don't know if it's true or anything, but basically, yeah, Tesla was something else. He I think tuned into things that science is scared to approve. That's what he was talking about. Things that, and he was saying, like, through dreams and through moments of deja vu, we sort of, those are little glimpses of what soul is supposed to remember, and soul remembers. If the soul remembered, we forget everything when we're born. We forget what we did, what we experienced, what we learned, and we start to learn anew, the soul starting to learn new things. And it's starting to remember slowly what it needs to do. So if we remembered everything that the soul did, basically soul is eternal. Body, it decays and stuff, but the soul is eternal. So it cannot remember everything that it's done, but it has glimpses. And those glimpses are powerful. They're there's those moments that just stop you in your tracks. It just like does something, But you really, if you're interested in what I'm saying here, check that interview and let me know what you think in the comments if you feel like it. And thank you guys for being here, through the thick and thin, through the ins and outs of my jobs and things that I'm doing. Really appreciate you guys. Yeah, check that interview out. It's really really inspiring. I felt like I was inspired to keep at it, to keep kind of digging into my subconscious and finding new things out, and started to have new ideas of what I should be doing, and catch those ideas, like grasp those ideas and play with them, like interact with them, be around other people, like catch their ideas and stuff, like not like catch, but like discuss ideas with them, and see where it takes us. So I'm proud of you. Well done for all the work that you've been doing. You are marvelous. You're a miracle and a walking miracle. Like, just look around, there's a lot of us on this earth, and I don't know, we need to get into the nitty-gritty of our own psyche to sort of unravel what's there for us. So happy digging. I'll go and dig through my consciousness and see what happens. So see what comes out. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day, morning, evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Peace.